All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the GG.Bet Invitational, brought to you by Starletter Coverage here at BTS, ready to cover some action. We're finally getting started here. Apologize for the late start, having some technical difficulties, but I believe we are good now and ready to cast some good Dota. Continuing on, that is, we're now jumping into what's the Group B side of action. This $50,000 online tournament, that is. We have Espada taking on ferzee here in a best-of-3. This is our first of 2 best-of-3s that'll be coming at you. Again, looking forward to having some fun today. I'm BreakyCPK, going to be your headcaster. I'm also joined by a special guest, and he'll be joining me throughout most of the rest of the week, I believe. DeMoN, he's known by. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Just enjoying some good old competitive Dotes, some EU action here. So
yeah. You familiar with either one of these teams? Espada and ferzee?
A little bit on the ferzee. I think I just watched them get 3-0'd by Alliance.
Okay,
they did, prior to that, I think, was it the We Play? I don't know which tournament it was, but they also 2-0'd them. But
yes, same event there, yeah.
It was the same event?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting.
We actually casted that yesterday here. That was Alliance 3-0 over ferzee, like you said. And Alliance, it was more so Alliance just looked really good in that case. I think ferzee is a solid team. Obviously, they did qualify for the Kuala Lumpur Major, so they got that going for them. Expecting some good things out of them. Espada on the other side, another CIS region team, and obviously with some big-name players over there. So it should be a fun best-of-3, but let's start talking about the actual draft that we have in front of us here, Jimmy. We got Ogre, the first pick, Phoenix, Treant, a little classic combination there as a response. Then the Lina coming out for ferzee. So what do you make of it so far?
I mean, ferzee was obviously going to go for this typical Drow shot with the Ogre and Lina picked up against this Phoenix. Drow is generally pretty good against the Egg just because of the whole like max range and whatnot, but it was a good ban by them. They have really good lane setup right now with just like Lina as a lane dominant. They can play her as a support, which is most likely going to be mid still, and Ogre just being a strong laner. I don't know. Who had first pick here? Was it Phoenix first pick?
It was Ogre.
Team pick.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Ogre was the overall first pick, yeah.
Oh, so Espada is really going for this heavy team fight and like lane dominant supports and control. This is a Phoenix off lane now, most likely. I mean, on occasion, I guess some teams do generally run the Treant and the off lane as well. So
could be possible, but yeah, lean towards Phoenix, you'd think.
Yeah, for sure.
Priority.
10 seconds remaining.
The early game probably is they have like an early to mid and even late game kind of oriented lineup already. They have strong team fights.
Yeah.
So I think what ferzee really needs right now is some sort of team fight. I mean, they have a really strong egg killer already, which is the Lina, but I feel like they need a little bit more CC here.
Silencer.
It's kind of perfect. Kind of disrupts their wombo combo that they essentially wanted. Like if Phoenix ever goes in, because you have like this Phoenix to egg and Treant to follow up with to protect the egg with this overgrowth. But you know, if Phoenix uses egg and Silencer instantly pops his global, then they'll be able to focus down this egg, and it's gonna be much harder. I really like this Silencer pickup, just because like you're gonna have this bloodlusted Lina and he's gonna like kill the egg in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. So Silencer third pick. You're a fan of Silencer. I feel like Silencer has kind of died off a little. There was a phase there for like a couple of weeks where Silencer was like first pick priority even. Not as highly valued lately, but as you're getting at, it seems like a strong pick here for ferzee when it comes down to it. So do they have enough answers to the egg just yet? I mean, you don't want to overdo it, obviously, but are they still concerned about the Phoenix a little bit, or with the Lina especially? You think they're pretty good?
I mean, generally, Lina is like one of the better heroes against Phoenix, and the fact that they already have Ogre, I think it's more than enough. I think they should just kind of focus on trying to win their lane, because Espada's lanes right now, they're very strong. They have a tree and
team pick.
In the spirit.
That's interesting. Is it going to go safe lane? Because it's pretty bad mid against Lina.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of safe lane Embers lately, too.
Okay. Sorry, I've been I haven't been following competitive all that much, but you know, still
all good. You have a lot of history though. That's for,
I'm getting back into it. You know,
getting back into it. You know, and this is I think the plan is you're planning to be here at least several of the days for the rest of this week.
Follow this
you'll get to pick up on some things. That's how it works, man. But Ember into Silencer, is that concerning somewhat? I mean, with that global silence coming in.
Somewhat. It really comes down to who has a really good start. The laning phase is gonna matter a lot. Like, especially, like, this Ember's gonna... I don't know if he's gonna go Manta. It's not really the build. But Yules, if he gets this fast Yules and he snowballs, Silencer generally has a rough game. But if Silencer and Ferzee's lineup just has an early snowball-y lane, and Ember doesn't have a good start, then yeah, then Silencer can snowball, and then Ember will have a tougher game.
Yeah.
So it just really depends on this laning phase.
Luna coming out now from ferzee. Of course, a great Ogre Magi Bloodlust target on top of things, so something that they're going to take advantage of
10
there.
seconds
But
remaining.
Luna and Lena, first off, as a caster, I hate that, but
5
it is
seconds
the case
remaining.
here. Probably going to finish with their off lane, you'd figure, but yeah, the Luna coming out. What do you think?
It's fine. I mean, it's just I usually think of Luna as like the Drow kind of replacement, but at the same time, it's not really the same. She's a good hero. I think she's gonna struggle a little bit during the laning phase. Phoenix Treant is gonna be pretty strong, and I don't know if they're gonna decide to put Ogre or Silencer down there, just depending on what ferzee really sees last pick as their off lane opportunity.
Okay.
But I'm trying to think what they need right now. I think they need a last hero that's gonna have some sort of control in fights or something that can really pressure well or like constantly fight.
Dire team ban.
Interesting. Invoker ban
Huh.
by Espada. Yeah, would they really gonna Invoker with this lineup? That's
I don't think they're gonna vote. I guess they
No.
can do the Lina Ogre on the off lane.
yeah.
They want to put, regardless, I think they want to let Lina follow this Ember, so they might go for like a more open pick that can play both mid and the off
team
lane
pick.
with the Ogre.
It feels like they need kind of a front laner though too, right? And especially that's where that offlaner could come into play. Yeah.
That's where that Ogre comes in, man.
Yeah.
So-
Well, the offlane. Hey, we did see, who was it? 3-3 ran offlane Ogre for NIP recently.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was fun to watch. It did. You kind of see, like, you know what? There is something
10
to this, right? It's that
seconds
bulky
remaining.
offlaner that runs at you. It's hard to deal with, and
5
eventually he
seconds
kind of builds
remaining.
those auras as some of these tankier offlaners do, and then eventual axe on top of that. We're talking about double fire blast action here, so. That also that multicast buff that happened, the 60%. You're kind of shaking it off a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's I think it's good. I mean, like,
Okay.
dude, look, what kind of hero, especially like an Ogre Magi, who's usually generally a support, has starting off with 8 armor,
Yeah.
high HP, and this is like you build a stout shields. Like, how is he ever gonna like die?
he didn't
laning
die that
phase.
game really much, so.
Yeah. I saw that game. He actually did. He played pretty well. It's like all he does is just run around, throw some fire blast, bloodlust some heroes, and he just runs into the team fight. And his job's done. It's like it's
Yeah.
the most like it's the easiest hero in the game right now to play.
Okay. I mean, so I guess that is a potential, right? Where Lena could even be a support then, if they wanted to go that direction. but-
Radiant
I don't think
team
Lina can
pick.
play support.
No.
Yeah.
Oh well, there we go.
Yeah, though, I mean, the issue is if they put Lina support, then they have no egg killer. Like, she has to be a core. That's why. Abaddon, I think Abaddon's actually a really good pick here. I like it a lot. It directly counters these 3 heroes: the Treant, the Bane, and the Ember. From the Searing Chains to the Fiend's Grip, and then any sorts of roots that Treant
10
decides to
seconds
throw.
remaining.
He has like 2 dispels for it, and maybe even
5
I think
seconds
he should opt
remaining.
for a Lotus Orb rather than this like carry Corey build. Just play this utility Abaddon, and he's gonna be able to like pretty much counter everything that Espada has here.
Let the Luna-Lena combination carry.
Yeah.
They can definitely take care of that, of course. Espada.
You may now
Here we go.
select your heroes.
Terrorblade final pick. We have our draft set. The Terrorblade safe lane, perhaps, you'd think,
Yeah, that
coming out.
was probably the best that they can do. I mean, I favor the ferzee lineup a bit more, even though like Terrorblade is generally a direct counter to Luna. I mean, he had some nerfs recently, but I think overall I still feel very confident in ferzee's lineup. Just I think this Abaddon was an amazing pick alongside with Silencer. And I think Lina and Ogre is going to synergize well as the game progresses on top of this Luna for the team fights.
It feels like, yeah, Espada has good team fight, but I think as your point, you kind of bring it up too, is ferzee is really about responding, if anything. They have the global science, they have the aphotic shields to help out from Abaddon, so yeah, I could see
10
that
seconds
strength
remaining.
there from the side of ferzee, so it sounds like you're leaning towards that. But,
5
Terrorblade,
seconds
Ember
remaining.
Spear, that's definitely a core that could get dangerous themselves. Ember Spear specifically, what are we looking from his build, you think? You mentioned the Yules, I suppose, would be pretty good this game, but is there any chance he goes that physical build, or is this going to be more about?
No, he's going to be a magic and utility for sure. That he's Terrorblade's going to be dishing out, if not all of the physical damage. But I mean, how ferzee really wants to play it is they can never really run into their lineup regardless, right? Because they have an Ember, they have Bane, Treant, and Phoenix. They have all these defensive heroes. So they generally want to counter-initiate, let this Ember go in, let this Bane or Treant initiate, whoever initiates. And ferzee is all about counter-initiation. That's essentially how they want to win this game. And I think Espada's lineup is generally a little bit easier to play because they have the defensive side. And they have, I mean, they got to be careful on how they want to approach the game, like being too or overly aggressive. You know, because like I said, it's just ferzee is all about counter-initiation. I feel like if they ever initiate, like Lina starts off with the Yules and tries to combo, and this Treant and Phoenix is going to back them up, and they're just going to, like, you know, wombo combo them to death. And their main focus fire is just going to come down to, like, killing this silencer. And that's going to disrupt it. It's going to be easier for them to take these team fights.
Bloodlust, Curse of Avernus. I mean, these are ways to really enhance the damage, too, of both of these cores. So as we're loading into the game, again, this is a Group B action match here. There's 8 teams involved in this tournament. We'll go over that in more depth throughout the day, but Group A has already taken place. Have some results from that side. Group B, the top 2 teams from each group move on to them, what would say, single elimination of tournament, essentially. It's pretty straightforward here. So this is the opening match between ferzee and Espada. We have Alliance taking on the Open Qualifier team later on as well. That'll be the following best of 3. So
that's hype.
Yeah, gonna get the chance to see Alliance once again. I'm always a fan of watching Alliance personally, but the Open Qualifier team out of the Czech Republic, we'll see what they can do. Obviously a tough task.
She's opting for this Abaddon safe lane and Luna on the off lane.
Why do you suppose that?
I guess they kind of read their lanes correctly because they know Luna can't farm. Like, this is what I was mentioning at the beginning of the draft. Like, Luna is it's going to be a really hard lane for this Treant and Phoenix. Okay. Against him, he's going to be pressured. He's not going to be able to farm, so they're putting the Abaddon up there. And Luna generally farms pretty well against Terrorblade, especially because they have this Silencer, I guess, an Ogre, with strong supports.
So if you're Espada, are we going to see some musical lanes here, you think, when they realize what's going on? Maybe send Terrorblade to the top lane?
Yeah, but then they're going to swap as well. I think Luna wants to be matched up with the Terrorblade, regardless. And like I said, I think ferzee has a lane matchup favor here. Because like I said, there's Lina versus Ember is going to do generally pretty well. And they matched the lanes up pretty, they did it pretty well here. Bane should be TPing bottom now. And yeah, Ogre, Luna. Silencer should probably go top. Or
yeah, you'd figure.
They don't need to try lane.
It seems a little over. Yeah, we don't really see tri lane nowadays.
Yeah.
Being played out.
It's all about EXP these days, you know, just like strong lanes and just lanes that can just dual lane.
Don't burn your fingers.
Well, for now, he is hanging out down here, so no early TP. I don't know, and this isn't really a lineup that screams, you know, early first blood either. An Ogre, Silencer, and a Luna. So, but they want to protect this Luna. Is what it's looking like. We have a TP coming in for Phoenix, and just as we're talking about all about the experience, lack of tri lanes, we have a tri versus tri lane demon.
Well, I guess they're putting this Treant as a core here.
Oh, they are. Yeah, good point. So it ends up being that in the end. Diversion playing the Phoenix. He is their position 4 support player, but we're getting it. So now that we have the tri versus tri lane, is there either way that you would lean towards in this matchup?
I mean, right now it's going to be favoring Dire Ferzees just because, like, I feel Radiant, Espada, they don't have any real kill potential. They don't have any slows or any sort of stuns or disable, while on their side they have extra damage from the Lunar Blessing, they have stuns, and they have slows. So right now it's favoring them, but as the level progresses, I think it's going to be more favor in Espada because of the reflection, the setup from sleep, and the slow from the dive from Phoenix.
Okay.
But right now, like I said, this level 2 is actually really, really important. ferzee's doing a good job keeping the lane back closer towards them so they have less of a kill potential. They block a small camp as well, so they have, you can see the supports are just running around. And Ogre's actually doing a really good job here. He understands that the lane is pulled back already. And you see the reflection, they're trying to go on them. The lane's already pulled back and he immediately runs to the small camp and blocks it just so they have no pull potential. And then they just have to, I don't know, it's just farming the lane. The lane's pushing in, so they actually can't do anything. Sleep here.
That's a sleep. Phoenix, Icarus dive in. This is probably going to be the first blood. Very far. That's not going to save him. One more auto attack on the Metaform. Gets the kill from Terrorblade. And first blood going the way of ILTW. So yeah, as you mentioned, Espada is playing it well. and it is showing off right now. And something else to keep in mind, too, Treant Protector did go Living Armor. In fact, he has level 2 Living Armor now, so I'm sure that's being applied as well down here at the bottom lane even.
I mean, I don't think it was even used. Silencer was out of position. It was a double to getting a return kill here on Terrorblade. The lane was pushing with the double wave already. Silencer was just being greedy for that last deny, and he's doing it again, but they don't have any spells up. You know, both of the supports, like I said, as soon as Espada is level 2, then they can go for this kill, and I don't know, he was just being a little bit too aggressive there, just, you know, being a little too greedy with those denies.
Yeah. As far as the CS goes, you're looking at Luna at 10-3, Terrorblade 9-4, so it's pretty back and forth.
Generally, it's just like the fact that you're tri-laning, you're committed to this tri-lane, as both teams are. Denies are generally probably the most important thing in the lane right now. Okay. It's like, it's not entirely, it's partially zoning, but I think denies are gonna weigh much more, factor in so much more, because it's like you can keep this Terrorblade like level 2 for like the next 2 minutes or whatever, or maybe a minute.
So there are other lanes going on. We'll address them real quickly. We have the Lina versus the Ember Spirit middle lane. Lina right now 26, Ember Spirit at 17-3. So the slight advantage looking good for Lina. Is that maybe how you'd expect it to go?
Yeah, I mean, I think he should be dominating a little bit more, but I think it's still fine. It's still in his favor. I guess he has a lane pushing in, another one pushing into him right now. So. Double null also picked up now, so Lina has quite an advantage on him over.
In top lane, of course, Treant versus the Abaddon. It's deny advantage in favor of Treant, but 19-6 compared to 18-1. That's a hard-hitting character, though, up there with Tiny even. A little bit less sure, but you get the point. Bottom lane, Phoenix. Again, having to use the Icarus dive to get the stop. Going back in, could not actually stop it. Down goes Phoenix. That's silence kicking in right there. King R, sleep on him. Misha wants the kill. Doesn't have another brain sap. A couple of auto attacks. Not going to be enough, though. Going for the bait. And now Misha in trouble himself. Very likely going to fall unless Living Armor kicks in. It did, but it didn't matter.
Big stick play by the Silencer. King R there. Baited him until the very last second. Yeah.
Stick value in Travis's trial lane, man. Really good.
Donnie runes are coming up now. Going to be interesting to see who gets to the top lane.
Oh, Terrorblade. Living Armor, though, Metamorphosis. So now with Bane coming back in. Yeah, you mentioned the battery runes in 5 minutes. That's what they're fighting in this area. Silencer's definitely dead. And that's going to be control for Espada. They're going to get both of these battery runes spotted.
This tree is actually going to do pretty well this game. I mean, I think he's smart. He decides to max his Living Armor because they don't have any instant damages that can remove it immediately, aside, like, I guess there's Ogre, but even then, that doesn't instantly knock it off, I believe. But other than that, it's just like constant right clicks. I think this Living Armor is going to actually carry Espada to the early game. Unless you can saw that bottom team fight, Terrorblade should have been dead there, but yeah, Living Armor saves the day.
Keeps him alive. Phoenix will help Phoenix out by chance. The last word kicks in. Reflection, it looks like it's going to be enough to maybe save him. The slow cut comes out as a result and will help get him away. So Immersion, not the most life. He has a salve, however.
I think eventually at this point, with Terrorblade,
I guess he was going for a kill. Lina's like, hey, have a Laguna Blade.
Sometimes you get donated free kills.
All right.
But eventually, I think this Terrorblade is going to be forced to just jungle because he's just leeching XP. They're denying him so much gold and XP already that at this point, if he jungles, he's going to farm like 3-4 times faster there than just constantly in the lane.
Yeah.
Well, because his meta is also down too, so there's actually 0 kill potential. Okay, Bane's back here.
But Terrorblade, he's in trouble. Again, looking for that Living Armor maybe to kick in. Sleep is also going to be used just in case the beam hits. It's not enough damage, so there's a Living Armor finally. And the region will be coming in as a result of that. So, but yeah, you can just feel it right now, especially with that Metamorphosis down as you're talking about, Demo. They do not have that threat themselves, and that's where ferzee takes advantage.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. It's like he should just give the lane to the supports. He can jungle. I mean, yeah, he's farming. He's hitting some creeps here and there, but if he farms the jungle, and then his meta, like he can shrine up if he gets too low, and then when his meta is about like 10 seconds away, then he can come back and go for a kill potential. And just repeat, and it helps the supports much more. You're committing to this tri-lane. I think it's just so much, you know.
Well, Luna, 21-5, 27-8. Terrorblade, though, taking a look at that net worth. I mean, Terrorblade is winning in net worth quite a bit. As far as 2,700, he's up there with the Lina, even on the other side. So it's the top in the game, and I guess from that perspective, it is working out pretty well for Espada. Looking at that there, Abaddon, he's also doing pretty good at the top lane. Buys that Ring of Health. I
wonder what he's going to get.
Helm of the Dominator, maybe?
Oh, yeah, Helm, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was like, dang, is he rushing a Lotus Orb? Because like I said, Lotus Orb is like pretty good this game. I mean, it's really good versus the Phoenix, Fire Spirits too. So he has like 3 sorts of dispels for himself and 2 for the team, with nice Despotic Shield as well.
Keep an eye on that. Is level 7 now. No borrowed time just yet, of course, but is holding a point as we see a lot of these Abba players do. Waiting for the reason to use it at this time. But mid lanes, both mid lanes are just sitting mid for the. I mean, obviously, Appanage, got fed a kill, as you pointed out from the Bane. It might be picking up another one here. A little bit of blade, and Vance Girl will get credit, but still.
Another donation for the Lina.
Yeah, it's. I want to stop going that direction, Bane.
Yeah.
It's not working out.
He's level 3 still at 8. Dude, it's like such a. This is what happens when you're playing a tri-lane. You know, 8-10 minutes in the game, your supports are still going to be level 3 or level 4, and it's just like really hard. But I mean, I guess the cores will be able to farm, and it's about the off. At the end of the day, it's going to be between these 2 offlanes who's going to be over leveled, and the mid laners where they're going to be like level 8 and 9, both heroes respectively.
It's Terrorblade. He is going to fall in the end. The beam to finish the job, Vansker. Pretty tough target to take out. The support's going to go for Amisha, but again, you do not want to overextend. We've seen what's happened before.
Meta was actually used there too.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, no. That's unfortunate.
I mean, like I said, it's just like this tri-lane. I don't think this Terrorblade should keep coming back to the lane. Yeah, he's probably farming, but I feel like it's just so much better. The fact that his hero is just very capable of jungling very efficiently, that these supports are like under-leveled right now. It'll help the supports out much more. And it's like, yeah, he's farming, but I think at this point, like, what does Terrorblade? Terrorblade doesn't provide anything aside from like when it comes to meta and just forcing and pressuring tower.
Yeah.
But then like these supports, this Bane 6 and this Phoenix 6 is gonna be able to create the first real tempo of the game, like the first move of the game.
Speaking of move, I mean, we're not seeing much of it yet. Is that this is a very static laning phase? Do you expect to start seeing that from either side anytime soon?
What would be the most ideal situation is this Phoenix gets a smoke, he buys a smoke, and when meta is up, he smokes the Terrorblade over to mid and with the Ember, because the real kill potential is with this Ember. You have to play with this. Oh, Ember's here with the team right now, actually.
There you go.
They're dragging a creep with them. I guess they're securing the 10-minute rune, but bounty runes, Tome will be up now too, but they should pick up a smoke. Terrorblade's level 6 now, and his meta is 60 seconds from being up. So within this 30-second time frame, they should be able to smoke mid and just like kill this Lina. Because it's going to help both the supports and this core a lot, because Lina's the highest net worth and the most, he's the highest level in the game. So, you know, you're going to accelerate these heroes in that sense.
Abba and Treant, they're just having a fun time back and forth at the top lane. I was really curious what Treant was going to build, considering he was playing more of this kind of somewhat, I get a lot of farm game. He is going the Meteor Hammer, which we tend to see even on the support Treant, so not much of a change up there. It's just pretty good on the hero, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with these 2 offlane is like as soon as Tree disappears on the map, like they're just going to back off up bottom. So that's why he's constantly showing that he maxed up his living armor. Well, actually, Abaddon's opting for this TP bottom. This is the first move that I was talking about. They have a siege.
Going in, living armor's up on Terrorblade.
They can't kill this Terrorblade with level 6 and tree armor.
Misha, though, they can kill him. A little easier of a kill. I'll take that. Oh, the good blade in the backlines. Phoenix gets cut off. That's all 5 all of a sudden here for ferzee. So I didn't even realize Lina was rotating, but I suppose a haste rune helps with that. And they end up getting both supports, so they don't get Terrorblade, but you know they'll take the both supports. Terrorblade does go top, and he pops meta right away. They want to push.
So I kind of I was talking a little bit too much about the Espada and what they should be doing, but instead like ferzee actually took the initiative and made them move themselves rather than Espada thinking ahead.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still going to be kind of an even trade. But they're going to continue on bottom with this Abaddon maxing out his Curse of Avernus, and he has a Helm with a Siege Creep, so it's going to attack pretty quickly. And they have double auras from Luna and the Curse of Avernus, so you can do a lot of damage here in bottom lane.
It's also an odd smoke play. I mean, it was clearly spotted because they all of a sudden came up with an attack anyways. Let's talk about that more in a second. Bane. That's going to be Global Silence. Bane left in no man's land. The Phoenix Egg, though, it'll be killed off. Again, that's what this team's built around, being able to destroy it. Ogre is picked up in the process, but so is Bane. So right now it's a 2-for-1 favoring ferzee. Could get better. Treant Protector. Remember, this is a pretty farm Treant Protector. He's in trouble, though. BZZ already using that overgrowth. The Invis kicks in just in time. Don't tell me he's going to live.
kill the silencer, man.
Oh, man.
Sees him.
That would be something. He's just going to run away, though, for the time being. He needs to make sure to get out. Yes, he will.
Ferzee's the thing, they're just playing really well with the rotations from their cores. They understand, like, they cannot pressure towers, knowing the fact that they have a tree, and so they have to bring 5 heroes to commit towards these towers, and it's very well worth it. You know, they're getting kills, they're getting towers, and it's all definitely paying off for them.
Yeah. Yule's almost finished on Lina. Speaking of that, it's going to be her first item. Again, of the cores, Luna is actually the least farmed, goes back to that.
It's fine. It's all about Lina. Like Luna's gonna be playing this catch-up game now. The whole point of like Avernus having his solo lane and easy lane is he's gonna be farm. He's gonna be over-leveled, and he's gonna be able to just move around with this team very freely. And he's kind of untouchable as well. Like, this hero is actually untouchable right now. I don't think any hero from Espada can actually kill him. So the fact that they're able to snowball him, like, he's actually the real... Him and Lina are the real carries of the game right now. And Luna's just... He's just going to be playing catch-up. And maybe every Eclipse, he might join the team fight, just throw it out there, and just go back to farming, you know? Just having a chill game, man. That's all he needs. Just sit back and chill and farm, let his team do the work.
DocSock, you can check out his stream at twitch.tv/DocSock, apparently. He is... just doing that, the chill gaming on Luna. Yeah, right. Mask of Madness, of course, is going to help recover in that farm, speaking of it. So he's well on his way to said item. And going back to this Ember Spirit, look at his decision. He's decided to go Maelstrom, and right now he's even right-clicking the Mjolnir in full. So I wanted to prioritize that. And so no Yules. Is that concerning, you think?
I guess he probably felt they lacked a little bit of damage to kill anyone on ferzee.
Top tower is under attack.
I guess it's fine. He's not really dying. He doesn't really have that much pressure onto him. He's pretty much free farming. But I think it hurt their tempo quite a bit that Espada should have had more of a snowbally lineup. Just because, like I said, they needed to make these... trees getting gone on here.
Yeah, BCZ, very aggressive. He did not know the supports were here, though, that's for sure. And he is dead.
Yeah, he could have soloed the Luna if he wanted, but unfortunately, ferzee's team was there. But yeah, I said this Lina was such an important kill. Now that he has a Yules, he's closing up on his Shadow Blade. It's about 1,700 gold away. It's going to be... This guy's farming everything, man. Still farming.
Top net worth, that'll do it.
Level 14.
On top of that, yeah, 2 levels ahead of anyone else. Afterlife, he's just going to run, as you mentioned, somewhat unkillable here on this Abaddon. Doesn't really feel too pressured. He still has borrowed time, has the Helm of the Dominator with the aura, the region, and everything. And they're going to catch Bane yet again. There's that Yules coming to play. It sets up the perfect LSA. And the Living Armor and Sleep. Well, they'll make it delayed, I guess, but eventually? God, that took a while. Misha does go down. Now the tower pressure.
I would have said, like, you know, this Bane fed this Lina like 2 free kills in mid, and it would have been all okay if they just rotated like just once on him. But the fact that he's just handing them these free kills and he's just letting Lina just snowball, it's just gonna be like he's gonna carry this game really hard.
Yeah.
Look how he's level 14. 50, well, he was level 14. 14 minutes in the game. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty good time. Of course, level 20 is a big talent for him as well. With the Fiery Soul.
You can get the Spell Amp. Just kidding.
Look at you over here. Trying to be innovative. Nah. Stick to what's best.
Classic right there. These days, just casual, you know?
Yeah.
Casual gym play.
Ogre, double multicast. Is going to walk away before the turn happens on him, though. Had the support coming in. They have Global Silence as well.
This would be such a good smoke if they had one on them. They're going to shrine up and just go smoke. Do they have one?
Do they go? Yeah, I'm looking around. I don't see one.
I haven't seen one yet. Has any team even smoked yet?
No, we did see ferzee smoke. That's what I was saying earlier, that they did a smoke play down here, but the carries then came out of it and started farming anyway, so it was pinged immediately, so it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean, they just want to farm the jungle. And, like, I really like what ferzee is doing. It's because the dead lane is generally like the bottom lane, right? Or like the safe lane for them.
The dead lane, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
I think
You're going to have fun with that.
It's good. It's a good terminology. But, like, this Abaddon knows he's actually unkillable. He has they have to commit 5 heroes, about to say, and there's 4 heroes here. And all of a sudden, he just backs off.
Yeah. See, we got Hood Defiance now. Going to rush that pipe, and against this Radiant squad, it makes a lot of sense. I mean,
the thing is, this hero he's not scared. He knows they're up here, but he's just like, I'm an Abaddon. Like, I have a Hood, I have Borrowed Time, and I have a Photic Shield. In their lineup, it's like they can only use 1 or 2 spells before he could just...
They see him.
Baited.
That's the point I'm making right there. You talk about Afterlife just being so like, oh yeah, no, totally, I don't know you're here. And then all of a sudden the Eul's comes out and then BCC's dead. And again, this is an off-lane farming tree, and we really think that's worth stressing because it's not like that's just your support tree that's, you know, not getting much farm. He was.
How do you pronounce this guy's name? Pink or Abaddon?
Afterlife is his actual tag he goes by, but for some reason, yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't know. So I just call him Afterlife.
I guess Afterlife read this Reddit thread about cores carrying dust, you know. It really paid off there in killing that tree.
Teams have become a lot more comfortable dealing with Trine in general. Trine's been obviously a very popular pick for a while now. So from just cutting down trees to the laning phase to making sure you're clearing that dust. Abba, okay, he's gonna get low, but guess what? You know what? Borrow time doesn't even pop there yet.
Oh my gosh.
He's still good.
He needed to sleep right when borrow time goes off. Global.
Well, he gets it off after the fact. Global Science on top of that. Double damage. F9. She comes in and cleans up on a Phoenix at least. LSA will miss Bane. And that will be it. So a Global used only really gets the Phoenix kill. Not the biggest deal, but, you know, ferzee, Luna just pushing out bottom during this. I think overall they're satisfied.
Level 6 on Bane, 18 minutes into the game. You know, this hero is generally just always picked for to win your lanes, and the fact that you weren't able to win your lane and you're feeding non-stop and you don't even have boots yet, it's very hard, you know. Then again, we saw like OG No Tails Bane. He had 38-minute boots at TI, I think was in the final, so maybe he's just reminiscing here, just you know, just trying to follow in the footsteps.
TI winner did it, you know?
Yeah.
Could work for me.
Yeah,
that full wand though, 15 charges on the wand. He's got that ready to use. Ogre?
He's one of the faster support heroes, to be fair.
Yeah, got the speed. Ogre doesn't have much speed. He gets caught down at the bottom, the reflection on top of tree, rooting mid-play. It's not even sure what Ogre was doing that far up, to be honest.
It's fine. It's just position 5? Is it position 5 Ogre? Yeah, it's a position 5. Yeah. It's just a position 5 Ogre. It's just showing where the Treant and the Terrorblade's at, Thunder is down, and he was pushing all the way into... Like, these deaths don't matter, because the reason why I see is Espada gets honestly nothing out of it. Like, they just push the lane, and he didn't die at a bad case where they're able to get a tower or, like, anything else. Just the position 5 Ogre. And it's only 200 gold between two heroes.
The Satyr Banisher picked up by Abaddon here. So they have a Purge waiting to maybe remove that living armor perhaps out of the way. Lina gets caught with the Abaddon. This is pretty interesting, Lina. Unless they throw it out with a good ability, they burst down Bane, but he dies after the fact now. Afterlife. Borrow time is used, so maybe we are going to see him fall here perhaps. A Phonic Shield up in a second. That's just going to delay it though. Double kill for ILTW. ferzee getting caught out in a dangerous spot, and I got to think those kills are somewhat significant.
Those are, yeah, they're very significant. That's 2 cores right there, and they finally killed this Lina, who's on a hot streak. I don't know what they were doing there. They were just chilling there while Ogre's dead. Someone's showing in mid. There's another kill. Alright, they're just tilted or something.
Somehow they're tilted, yeah.
I mean, it starts off with the Ogre, I guess. You know, it's just it's a chain effect, and this always happens. This happens pretty frequently in these competitive teams, where it's just like one person dies, the next person dies, and it's either going to be like a save a buddy syndrome where that person follows up, or someone else is going to die on the other side of the map. And it's just a chain effect that just kind of happens. So that's why you want to keep these. Like, even though Ogre's death did not matter, it's a chain effect though, and I think he kind of started it for his team. The fact that, you know, that gives Espada a little bit of momentum, and they carried off that momentum, killing an Ogre into 2 cores. And then middle, they're just playing a little sloppy now, I think a little bit too cocky.
And now you have BKB just delivered ILTW on top of that playing the Terrorblade. So that's, of course, a game-changing item of sorts, and BKB, very powerful item in this game, as it usually is.
Yeah, and Ember realizes I mean, I think I understand his build now. This Maelstrom, he just wanted to... He was already having a snowball. Like, if he had a rough start, he obviously would have rushed Jules 100%. But he had a snowbally start. He had a free farm lane. He was just... Yeah, he snowballed pretty well. So he accelerated his snowball by going for this Maelstrom. And the fact that you can get this Maelstrom, he'll be able to farm like twice as fast in comparison. If you get those Yules, like, your farm isn't as accelerated. So, yeah, he's going back and opting for the Yules.
Lina with the Shadow Blade, gonna find Phoenix. Is that gonna kill? Oh my gosh, it's not the egg. Okay. But it took a little bit longer. Now Ember comes in. There are more supports kicking in as well. Ogre Magi, he's probably dead himself unless the Global Science can change that. Ogre's running back in. Vansker, I don't know about that, especially with Terrorblade running over. sleep on a Silencer, so the Global Silence, of course, has worn off. Half a Knight nearby, though, still, so is Doxak. Luna ready to make some plays if needed. The nice sleight of fist there to take out Ogre.
So what happened there, I think it was a little bit of miscommunication by ferzee. They didn't talk about this global just randomly got off. I guess he assumed that he was, I don't know, like he just, they globaled and then Lina ran away. Like if they communicated that, Lina 100% could have killed Ember there, but instead, because Ogre would have followed up with a stun after the Light Strike array, but I don't know, it's okay, it's still okay, it doesn't hurt them too much, but
it does feel like ferzee is a little kind of, you know, not really playing the most tight-knit all of a sudden.
So who's Brown again? Dexax?
Dexac.
Okay, I'm just making sure that's his name, Dexac.
That's what I call him. I don't know if that's actually right, but that's my pronunciation.
Dexac.
Has his Manta to go with them, asking Madness, his own BKB.
He's caught up now. You can see the net worth. It was like 6 or 7 like 10 minutes ago, and like this team, like I said, it was all about this Lina and Abaddon kind of creating all this tempo for him and just creating all the space. Oh, it's really aggressive here by Nyx. But
very aggressive smoke, yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely all caught up now. He's able to team fight, but I mean, it's safer. He just wants to chill and just, I think farming his BKB is going to be his real timing. They'll be able to look into Roshan and look into actually pushing into the tier 2s and even potentially high ground if they're able to get Roshan. Because this makes the Treant and Ember, he nullifies like both Treant and Ember because of it. The BKB and Manta being disjointed, the double roots. And they have Abaddon as well.
Yeah, it goes back to him, but if you're able to get it yourself, then he can then use the shield on somebody else, of course.
Top tower is under
kind of a chain effect there. Top tier 2 being pressured by Abba, speaking of him, and leads in. How about Abba's changeup? He had that pipe queued up for a while, but now he's going the Radiance instead, so is going a little more damage focused as Tuka's caught. That's Luna.
Fight here by Roshan.
And they actually finish the job. Running at. Here comes Silencer. Global Silence eventually will come up. Metamorphosis was popped just prior to a Phonic Shield on top of that. Doxak, he's going to be fine. Misha jump in the back lines by Lina. Luna still running away. Has that Eclipse ready to be used. Something tells me we could see a potential turn unless the Supernova kicks in as it does. Silencer goes down. And Luna's just like, I'm out of here.
You can't kill this Abaddon now. You can't kill him. No caster first.
Oh, borrow time. Searing Chains. No stop. Heals. Okay. They do catch him. I'm surprised Luna bailed as easily as he did.
That's what happens, man. You know, like he was just farming safely for like 25 minutes. As soon as he shows on the map, and he's automatically pressured, and he's just running around, and he actually doesn't get anything done. He'll just chill, like just farm your BKB. That's what he needs to do. Oh, Bane, good setup. Good. He's attempting his bounty rune. But we're trying to come save the day.
Does have Fiend's Grip, but yeah, there weren't really enough nearby.
Yeah.
To make that happen. So she'll just. The good news was that Luna did survive again. She ran out, and perhaps that's going to prove to be the better decision in the end. But it's curious again how they backed up as they did. Apodite middle. No.
I wonder how that works too. I think Curse of Avernus works on the egg as well. So I guess they have another attack speed bonus.
True.
BKB picked up on Lina now.
She might be in trouble here. Vansker, can he do anything? He's going to stop the Fiend, but the Fiend Script was already so long, almost done itself. Regenerate though. That's nice.
Is he?
Regeneration.
Looks like it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
TB down.
Illusion.
TB's going high as Scotty.
I guess Radiance is fine too. I'm just looking into like making sure they secure their late game, because if he went, still think like I really hope he gets his Lotus Orb right after the Radiance. It's such, I think it's just such a game-winning item here.
Yeah,
and they're gonna be able to. So they take Roshan and and they just go high ground with it. But I guess they probably felt that they lacked some sort of damage. Don't think they do. But
no, yeah, I don't. I was gonna say, it doesn't feel like it.
They have so much right click already, and pretty decent amount of AoE. I feel like this Radiance is just a little overkill.
Silencer's dead. Silencer with a drum. That's something we never even really addressed either. Can't play more this position for Silencer, I suppose. It's a nice dodge there with the sleight of fist, but prioritizing a drums instead of maybe like a force staff or.
These days, it's just I think drums are picked up more often when you have these lineups that involve all these auras. You have Curse of Avernus, you have Ogre, and you have Lunar Blessing. That's what it's about, just stacking these auras. Yeah, it may not be a big deal, but every little thing all adds up to make it something pretty significant and game-changing in that aspect.
Yeah. Blink Dagger picked up by Ember Spirit. So he's going to have more mobility to work with now.
This Bane is just really one-side Bane, man. His boots and lace. But he's all about this Nightmare. If he's able to get, like, you pop this Abaddon's Borrow Time and you Nightmare him for that whole duration, and then you're able to kill him. So that's kind of Bane's job, I feel.
Yeah.
But then it's hard because there's Silencer. His Abaddon's ulti's going to pop off, then Global will come out.
Smoke play from ferzee. Again, haven't seen many of these,
I
but
love
ferzee.
the smoke here. Complete wraparound, taking the high ground. See a Bane, see Phoenix.
Go for Phoenix. Global Science asleep. Dodges a little bit, but not nearly enough. Phoenix buys back immediately, though. BKB, ILCW has the Sunder. Gets the Sunder off at the last second. Brawl's not going to be popped as well. Running away. BKB still channeled up, though, in the Metamorphosis 4. And the Root also came out from Tree Protector. They lose Science. So he's already done his job, though, with the Global Science. Ogre Magi also getting low, but so is Luna. And Luna melts away. The smoke play was great initially, but the response apparently was better from Espada.
Great instant buyback by that Phoenix. I was actually surprised that. Oh wow, look at this Bane block here.
Abba might be dead still, yeah. Nightmare? Yeah, they're kind of still far away. Okay.
Missed the 9. I thought it was looking really good. They had the high ground, but the fact that I think the biggest issue there for is it Espada?
ferzee.
They did have a high ground ward. Is that theirs? Yeah, that's theirs.
They placed it like right as they went in.
Yeah, then
that one.
I don't know how it went in their favor. I thought they were actually winning that fight. I was like, it's really good. Terrorblade didn't have his meta cooldown, but they were so close to killing this Terrorblade. And I think that was like a game-changing moment. He got his reflection off, and they kind of just destroyed this Luna on the team fight there.
Yeah, that's true. Reflection, again, it is very strong against this Dara side. And the Sunder, obviously with that coming into play, it proc the Borrow Time, too, of Abaddon right away in the fight, which is something that he doesn't want. You know, he wants to be able to save that to the last second, of course. But he had no choice at that point with that Sunder kicking in. And this Terrorblade, he's starting to get dangerous because I mentioned the Scotty. When we see this, you know, this early Manta BKB, that's one thing, but it's that following item that all of a sudden you're thinking to yourself, okay, now we're worried because I have Scotty, and then what's next? You know, the Butterfly perhaps. All of a sudden, he feels unkillable, and your base will just get destroyed. Starts touching it.
Oh, 4-man TP in bottom lane.
Told you.
What did he just kill? He killed his own item there. He killed.
Half an inch. Saw him pick it up. Doesn't actually see him, though, of course.
It's kind of a good prediction there. There's randomly guessing where the Lino's at.
Yeah. Almost worked out, but Lina, Shadowblade lasting long enough, will be fine. She's, what does she go? Oh, she's going Chrysalis next, so she really is just trying to pump in that damage.
Kind of a questionable first item, though. I would never buy a Demon Edge first. I think this Chrysalis does way too much more damage than this simple Demon Edge here. And Demon Edge is a little bit more expensive as well, so it's an interesting pickup.
Oh, that's good, yeah, but I had to think about so that's for the eventual data list, you're right, yeah. Interesting. Huh.
And he can still, I mean, you're not going to go Bloodthorn. I don't think it's that good. You already have a Silence, and Bloodthorn's alright, actually. So, I mean, Chrysalis, you can decide if Bloodthorn's going to be better or just Daedalus.
Yeah. Is level 21, so has that Fiery Soul talent, as mentioned.
Radiant
Abba's also level 20. What does he get? He just got the cooldown reduction. No damage for him, despite going the Radiance, man. Thought he was going to be extra greedy, but no, CDR is nice. Oh, Silencer gets picked up, meanwhile.
That was a random guess, I guess. They just ran up there. He was standing in fog the whole time. So as this game progresses, it's only going to be harder for ferzee now because it makes Silencer weaker and weaker as it progresses because, you know, you have your Yules, they're going to get their Lotus Orbs, and yeah, it kind of counters the Silencer completely. Pressuring bottom here, double siege by this Abaddon.
But top lane also being pressured. And Terrorblade's doing a lot more right now. At tier 3, Zoe already dropping a half life. They pop fortification. I guess it's pretty similar, actually, now looking back at the bottom lane. Misha gonna get caught. Nyx comes in with a Syrian Chain, Sleight of Fist, bouncing it around. The tower barely staying alive. There's a buyback from Misha. Conversion. First dive forward. Vansker goes into the top lane. While this is happening, Abba's going to run away back to the top lane. Yeah, you see the racks already been destroyed, going for the range racks even, but got the melee racks. So ILTW definitely getting the better of this exchange so far. Now Afterlife is also dead. Borrowed Time's going to wear off in a second. He goes down. Espada, I mean, they're in the lead at this point, easily.
Top top lane, just pushing it back out. So that's the main problem when it comes to like just pushing, right? It's just like you have to commit to these towers. They have a tree and protection, and the fact that G.Bet already kind of, he should have known that he was gonna die because they already committed so many heroes to bottom. He should have committed to us. It was honestly one hit away, and it was unfortunate. The tree had a clutch living armor on it when his last siege hit. They get free racks for Espada.
Yeah, at the top lane, as mentioned, you know, this next item coming up, and your base will just start out. That was before the item Scotty was even picked up, but still.
I really like this pickup. I mean, it's very small, but Tree and Protector is level 10 talent. He got the 2 living armors because he knows no one really... Who's going down here? No one can really like instantly remove this proc, so the fact that he's getting it just makes his cores or himself a little bit that much more tanky.
Fiend's Grip coming out as well for me, just to make sure to finish off Ogre match. They do make it happen. They're going to kill the Shrine, so yeah, decision making starting to come together for Espada as a team. Yeah, Trini, you see that Blink Meteor Hammer combination, so he's got the capabilities of being able to push in lanes by himself, especially. Yeah, ferzee, bottom lane, Luna just ports back. She's working on a butterfly and almost has it finished. 4,200 gold saved up. But what do you do if you're, because ferzee, again, they've fallen behind a little bit right here. Get the butterfly, smoke up maybe. I mean, are you looking to make a fight happen or what?
I mean, the cool thing about this is just like Espada just has such a huge advantage, and well, they don't really have a big net worth right now. But it's just like the stronger Luna gets, the more Radiant also scales because of just Terrorblade alone, right? Because of the reflection. Vegas is down now. I don't know, I think they just need to sit back and just chill a bit. I think Abaddon is going to be like their true...
Savior,
life and savior for them. They get this Lotus Orb that's going to really help and guide this team, and just nullify all of these like crazy disables that Espada has.
Yeah. And notice the Lotus Orb is queued up for Abba, so...
That's the problem. It's because it's like he's been farming all game already. He already had a free farm lane. He was snowballing. He was one of the highest net worth heroes, and he finished his like helm and pipe or hood fairly early. But the fact that he just still wanted to continue farming while Luna's playing this catch-up game, and he was farming his Radiance, I think it hurt their tempo quite a bit because he wasn't pressuring anymore. He just wanted to farm and sit back, you know. Yeah. And that was one of the main issues. They stopped pressuring. Like, you know, he hit his timing where he got his helm, he got his hood, he played with his team, but then once he started, like when he had his Radiance in queue, he started sitting back and farming, and the rest of the team was farming, and everyone was just getting picked off all around the map. And I think that was like their biggest and main issue in this game here. It's not about his team because Luna was playing catch-up the whole time, and you can't play Avernus and Luna both farming on the opposite side of the map while Lena's just also farming in the jungle. And then this Ogre and the Silencer were trying to make space by pushing in the lanes very aggressively.
You mentioned over how much value Reflection's already getting in this game for Terrorblade 2, and now he's level 20, so he does have that minus 10-second Reflection cooldown. 6-second cooldown, and you're getting so much out of it as well, more than just the slow, simply, of course. Just the return damage that Ferzee's going to have to deal with in these fights. I just don't know how they're going to be able to get around. It seems like that's just going to overwhelm them, honestly, at this point. But obviously, they continue to play on. The net worth lead is growing, though, for the Radiant squad in Espada. Roshan's still a minute before he could spawn.
BKB picked up on Phoenix now, so he'll always be able to get the take off.
Okay.
But I think Lotus, yeah, okay, he's opting for the Lotus Orb and Treant, so he can always protect the egg still. That's good. Once they get these 2 items, that's also another big time. He has enough gold for it.
Off the BKB here, expecting more of a fight perhaps. They're going to kill Ogre, it looks like. Lena's caught with the sleep. They still have a global silence, they do. However, he takes the sleep off. They burst down Misha in response. And now Doxak trying to take out Phoenix. He'll pop a Supernova. Managed to split though. Global silence on top of that, and they do take out the egg. How about the backlines? Terrorblade. Look at that, they're just running away from him. Eventually, it's going to catch up though, Luna. That's Abaddon more so. Reflection used, another couple seconds. We'll have another one even. Nice Glimmer Gate. Caught by the Searing Chains once again though. Borrowed time activated. The heals on up. It's going to be tough. Can he actually make his way back? No. Just too much damage, too much slow constantly.
I felt confident. I mean, they should have waited, like, honestly, 10 seconds. Just let this train get to the Secret Shop and buy his Lotus Orb, but it's perfectly fine. He still has it. They would have been able to protect the egg there for sure, because they did a preemptive BKB, so...
Okay.
Yeah, he would have been able to save the egg, but it's alright. He still won the team fight. That's another thing to add on top of too. This Radiance kind of hurts the Ferzees a little bit more because of reflection, so they also get a free Radiance. Like, this Terrorblade shouldn't have been as farm as he is, just with the snowbally start that Ferzee had. He was pressured, he was dying in the lane. Now I think he's just unkillable.
He doesn't even have meta, but who cares, right? The reflection alone is doing good, as we mentioned. He has a good supporting cast around him now. Nyx going back in with a remnant that BKB saving Daxak for the time being. One auto attack from Death, though, is barely living life on the edge. Gets the support from Abaddon and others. And the pipe, if anything, might have kept him alive. But now, Afterlife running back at them. That was a buyback from Abba, as we see. So it's still kind of a minor victory for Espada, despite not killing Luna.
Clutch aphotic shield there by him saving that Luna. The buyback was actually super clutch. It was good that Luna didn't die. I think the buyback was better than Luna dying, just because it's if Luna dies, they would have forced him into a buyback, and they still would have went high ground despite no meta.
Abba, though, pushing out the bottom again, realizing now perhaps too late, but is trying to build that Lotus Orb, considering how strong it may be. But Espada doesn't want to give up any kind of momentum that they have. They're just going to keep on going and force the issue. Bane, again, may die or maybe not. The Brain Tag keeping it alive. Afterlife, remember, that would be a dieback. Can't finish the job, though, and they do kill Ogre Magi, however. Happy with that. Here comes the creep push. Metamorphosis ready in 10 seconds. Something tells me we're going to see that come into play here.
Yep. And this time around, everyone's spells are up except for Luna Eclipse. Terrorblade's just going to be in the front line, and they have a lot of saves for him. They have a Sleep, they have Egg, and they have Root. And Global's going to be pretty useless just because they have BKBs and Lotuses now. Just going to give up this Rax now.
That's the second set of Rax. Yeah, they have no choice. They have to, but at the same time, all of a sudden you're left with one, and you know Espada's just going to keep forcing the issue. Or some kind of response out. BKB still ready for Terrorblade. You know, what is he truly scared of, though? Has that living armor constantly going up as well. Daxak, that Sunray already melting through him. And the Aphotic Shield. Reflections put up. Here we go. Focus firing on the Luna. You just see her life drop, and Abaddon, can he save her again? Missed Coil, the heals are kicking in, but she's just not doing any damage, though, during this, of course. Playing pure defense. King R, Global Science is activated, just simply to run, though. Phoenix 8 goes off. Abaddon takes a stun. So the Dire team doing okay in defending so far, but now the BKB, the Sunder, no Metamorphosis, but once again, as we talked about, just doesn't seem to care. Ogre's dead. 44 seconds, he ain't buying back. I mean, this is the difference between Mega Creeps really ultimate in the game, but again, Ferzee just does not have the answers. You can clearly tell the overgrowth on top, and this is the beginning of the end, it feels like. Luna with the Eclipse, the last stand chance, maybe Lotus Orb on top of Terrorblade. As he does get a little bit low right here. Mantis on a second, pops it. ILTW, will they be able to kill at least the raid boss, that is? Lucid Beam? Yes, double kill for Doxak. So finally, Ferzee is able to push out at the last second and at least manage to survive.
I was having a big stretch there, and they just turn around, and all of a sudden, I thought the game was going to be over there, but Ferzee actually makes an insane comeback. I think it was just they got a little too ahead of themselves. It's kind of overextending. They weren't prepared for the buybacks, and the buyback from the Lina, because once Lina died and bought back, they started overextending. Triple buyback here by Espada. Yeah, this Roshan is actually the game changer here. All the difference, like whoever gets his Aegis is gonna have all, like these Raxes won't matter now, and the buybacks as well. Aegis and Cheese, they need to win. Like this Roshan fight is honestly Ferzee's only chance. If they actually win this team fight somehow, and they get Aegis, they actually win the game. No, because the thing is they use 3 buybacks too, and the meta, they know meta is down for a little bit more.
Oh man, the smoke.
They could do the high ground again? Nope, they're just gonna...
Yeah, could be a game-winning smoke as you're kidding. Yeah, this would be something. They dust up
Rapier picked up on Luna.
Trying to get the opening. They cannot. Of course, Terrorblade, though. That's going to be a dieback. Terrorblade is barely alive. Get the Sunder off. Are you kidding me? At the last second, the BKB, the Metamorphosis. He is still dying, though, and he does go down for 110 seconds. So they did lose Luna, or Lina, excuse me. Falls back, and they will lose Luna after the fact as well. So Terrorblade's dead, but there still is apparently plenty of damage kicking in. In fact, Nyx dealing most of that, I'm sure. Abaddon also getting low. He will too fall.
He donated.
Full silencer.
He dropped the rapier while he was running away. He's like, here, take this donation. Take this. Leave me be, man.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh.
Divine Rapier play almost worked out.
If Terrorblade died there, that fight would have been totally in favor of Ferzee's, and they actually would have won the game. They would have just said, screw Roshan, just push down mid, end the game. Go Throne.
Wow.
I don't know how he lived there. It was such a clutch Sunder. He was down to like, what, 100 HP?
It felt like the game almost like paused for a second and allowed for that Sunder to go off. That's I suppose that's the illusions, though, kicking in.
I mean, hands down, that was like the best play that they could have made just to probably salvage the game. I don't know what I think if he sold something, might have sold something, or he just won that big team fight and had enough money for the Rapier. And yeah.
Tried, man, tried. But once again, coming up short for ferzee. How about that? Espada takes the first game. Terrorblade Gaming. We've seen it time and time again, man. It's a strong hero, and that was the final pick, right? So yeah, good response to the draft. That was ferzee there in the end. So we got a break, though. That's going to be coming up here for the GG.Bet Invitational, brought to you by Starletter, and here at Beyond the Summit coverage. I'm BreakyCPK, joined by DeMoN once again. Versus going to be up Espada is going to be up 1-0 here in this best of 3 here in the opening match for Group B. Stay tuned, guys. We got game number 2